You see viral videos every day, a new TikToker, new trends, new brands everybody loves all of a sudden. But you're still on that app, posting consistently, refreshing your views, wondering what you're doing wrong or if the whole system is rigged. No one talks about that part. The silence, the struggle, the self-doubt. Well, welcome to Content is King, but Who is Slave? The podcast where we stop pretending and tell you the truth no one is willing to tell you. Today I'm joined by someone who is not just a content creator, but a master at her craft. She's one of the creative minds behind the content here at Prolanz. She's no other person but our fave girl, Tommy.
Yay! Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. Plus, I feel like this conversation is long overdue.
People see the content, but they don't know the problems we face behind the scenes. We're here to help them break it down. First, let's talk about the algorithm wahala. So tell me, be honest, how many times have we had to work on a video and it flops?
If we earned any penny at all from every flop, then would have air conditioning in all the locations by now.
Probably have a house in Banana Island.
You get. So you write, you rehearse, you shoot, you edit, and then by the time you post, your post is not doing well and it begins to crawl like Monday traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge.
And we always follow the so-called expert tips like using trendy sounds, crispy edits, hashtags, hashtag content that trends.
Exactly. And the truth is Instagram then moves like we're invincible, like nobody sees us. And then you see someone just wake up someday and say how to peel a banana and boom, they're famous and their algorithm is skyrocketing beyond reasonable doubt. There was a time I even tried to do something very, very lazy, and guess what? I looked at the video. I looked at the one that had substance. I'm like, oh, so you guys actually like something that's so big compared to something that's actually has substance.
Yes, I feel like the algorithm is something a lot of people don't really understand. Even I am still finding it hard to study because today you see that what is making you do exactly what is making this other brand trend, and it's like yours is being thrown under the carpet and Instagram is just playing with your content like, oh, what's this? And
again, I feel like the algorithm is never accurate. Sometimes you do something and it goes really well this week. If you try to do the same thing next week, you'd be surprised it wouldn't do well. So it's something so deep. It's like the dark web. You can't really maneuver your way around. You can't be for sure. You can't be certain that this is gonna do well. I tried this last week. It went well. So this is going to do better. No, it doesn't work like that.
I was speaking to someone and I told him that this space has to be like the most fast progressing space. Like this week something is trending and next week there's a new trend to jump on and there's a new SFX to learn. There's something new coming up and you just have to be on top of the curve unless you be left behind. What do you think about brands that don't like paying their creators?
So I feel like at Prolanz we've seen it all. Sometimes we get emails like, oh, we love your work, we love your team vibe, and then the next email that comes next is we don't currently have a budget but we believe in visibility. Who does
it's like visibility that can't even use that Instagram reel. Like how do you expect us? What do you think we run on? Does our generator run on visibility?
Exactly, because Prolanz is a company and we offer services. So whether it's scripting, whether it's creating that perfect ad for you, whether it's running ads, we do all of that. And then we have manpower, we have Jen, we have so many things cost money, so you can't come to us and tell us we just want visibility, we don't want nothing to say. It's not possible. Kelly, it's a salary, take visibility.
And the funniest part is these brands will just turn around and pay dollars to influencers abroad or something, but once it comes to upcoming creators, they want to pay us with vibes and inshallah. Moving to our brand shoots, when we post content out there, people just feel like, oh, it's just coming together to mix videos or join cut clips together and give us what we have out there. What can you enlighten us on what goes on behind the scenes for every content you put out there?
Okay, so the first thing we do is we brainstorm.
Yeah.
We come up with a concept for the idea, then we plan setups, skits, and whatnot. And sometimes we even reshoot in the cases of the microphone being mistakenly off or background being too noisy. And then before you know it, NEPA strikes again. So many factors actually.
And the generator soundtrack officially becomes part of the audio.
Exactly, and it goes beyond just seeing something really good online. It took a lot of hard work, a lot of creative knowledge to actually get that final product looking the way it is.
That's fact. And sometimes we end up showing up despite the stress. Maybe your landlord texting, kind regard, reminder or stuff, and then your video editing app crashing every 2 seconds. It is a lot. Let's talk about how people want entertainment and they don't care about your emotions. They won't want your emotions. Have you ever posted a behind the scenes of you venting or going through an emotional breakdown and people are like, oh, so sorry, but what's next? When is the next kid dropping? So you're literally putting out your heart out there. What they care about is when are you entertaining them next?
Exactly.
What do you think about
it? There was a time I spoke out about the burnout from back-to-back Prolanz content, and somebody was like, oh, this is deep, it's the truth. And then another person goes, hope we're still getting the Friday series. I'm like, my mental health is
at stake.
This close. But at the end of the day, it's something I enjoy doing. So for every burnout, I always find a middle ground to balance my mental health and career health, I guess. So I try to blend them.
So I think Nigerians love it when you are funny. They don't want emotions. So the moment you move from entertaining them to maybe an emotional point of view, they just skip you and go to the next funny creator.
And that's because the internet is dominated by fast paces. So everybody is on the go. So if you're dragging too much onto the next, they find another person to entertain them. So you always, and that's why you always have to evolve to just continuously, if not like you said, they're going to be left behind.
Tell me, you've dropped serious gems today, and I hope people realize that behind every content we post out there is a team running on fumes, grit, and passion.
Yeah, that's it. And to add to that, content isn't just vibes, it's work, it's time, it's execution, and not just praise in the comments and zero support behind the scenes.
Yeah. So if you're a brand, respect your creator, and if you're a creator, stop undervaluing yourself. And if you're an audience, support us like you mean it. Don't just support us when it's trending or when we're funny. Support us like you genuinely love us. And that's a wrap on episode 1, and we've already shattered the tablecloth. But guess what? We're just warming up. Watch out for us next week on Content is King, but Who is Slave. We'll be talking about how the algorithm hates businesses. Right? I'm sure you can't wait to hear about that. Make sure to subscribe, share, like, share to your team. Make sure that they don't miss the hot tea we're spilling here. Remember, every viral post from Prolanz has a story, and we'll be breaking down some of the stories for you here. See you next time.
Bye.